Well, we're leaving the Rockies, heading back east. I can't remember how many times we crossed and recrossed the Continental Divide, but it has to be half a dozen or so. This is Dave with Dave's TR4A. Welcome back to my channel. So this is episode 9 of our trip out west, where we leave the Rockies and start heading back east with a stop for a few days in Rapid City, South Dakota to see some of the sights around there. But we're also going to have one stop midway at Casper, Wyoming. Well, here's the big picture on the total drive distance between our hotel in the Grand Tetons and our hotel in Rapid City. It's 529 miles, and Google is enthusiastically and confidently saying that we can do that in 8.5 hours. So we're not going to do that. And you can see there's not a whole lot of choices for places to overnight, although Casper is right along the road. So we're going to stop there for the night and then drive into our hotel in Rapid City on the 15th, which is when our reservation is. Well, Colin got us a hotel at a Days Inn in Casper, Wyoming, and that brought our daily drive down to from over 529 miles down to like 275, which is pretty much our sweet spot for traveling. So off we went. Well, we got to our hotel just fine. The weather was nice. The car ran great and no problems. We got to our hotel and come to find out that there was a national college rodeo finals in Casper, Wyoming, and there was pickup trucks everywhere. But we were actually lucky to get a room, in fact. So anyway, we got our room and put all our stuff in the room. And then I have a story to tell here. Colleen, before we left, had said, "How many sets of keys do you have for this car?" And I said, "Well, I got 2. And she said, "Well, why don't you get another one made?" And I thought, we're fine. So anyway, I gave her one set of keys and she put them in her purse, I think, or something. So anyway, we get to Casper, get all of our stuff out of the car, and I had to go out to the car to get something. I can't remember what it is right now, but it was something in the trunk, and I had locked the trunk. So I remember unlocking the trunk, and anyway, I unlocked the trunk and got rummaging around in there doing whatever I had to do. And when I went to go lock the trunk again, I couldn't find the damn key to the car. So I looked everywhere. I looked inside the car, under the car, around in the trunk. I emptied the trunk all the way out. Could not find those keys. So anyway, I had to go back in and with my tail between my legs and tell Colleen, I can't find the keys to the car. So, well, she had hers. So anyway, we looked around and we found a guy, a locksmith called Gary's Locksmith in Casper. And so I called the guy. This was on a weekend, I think. So anyway, I called the guy, leave a message. He calls me back in the morning and said he only lives I told him where I was, and he says, "Well, I'm only like 3 minutes from his house," which is where his business was. So anyway, we go over to his business, and the people out west are just one of a kind. I mean, this guy was so helpful. I mean, he opened up his shop, and we went in there, and Colleen, he had a real nice backyard with like a trellis with a swing in it and everything, and he asked Colleen if she'd like to go back and sit in the shade back there, and while we get these keys and everything resolved. So anyway, we're looking around. He brings out drawer after drawer of keys, blank keys, and after about, I don't know, 45 minutes or so, we finally find one. And then about a half hour later, we find another one that was the same matchup of the keys. So that would fit in the locks, both the ignition and the trunk. So anyway, he made the keys for me. And, I said, well, how much do I owe you? And he says, oh, just give me $10. And I thought, I can't do that. So I gave him $20, which was still I would have paid $50. So anyway, now we had 2 sets of keys, and we're off on the road again. Well, you can see we changed our route a little bit. Not that we have a whole lot of choices out here, but instead of leaving Casper and going east and then north past Keystone or Custer State Park, ending up in the Courtyard Marriott in Rapid City, we decided to go north out of Casper. That'll get us up to Gillette, and then we can go east to Sundance and Spearfish, past Sturgis, sort of close to Deadwood. Then we go in kind of on the western side of Rapid City. The reason for this was we had been watching a YouTube channel for a while called My Wyoming Life. The guy that has the channel owns a cattle ranch in Gillette. He has a store there where you can buy like beef jerky and stuff like that. I think you can even buy steaks and everything. But anyway, we wanted to kind of stop there. Colleen wanted to go through Sundance. We drive by Spearfish. Sturgis, we never really went there. We drove by it, I think, but it was raining like crazy. We decided that actually it started raining once we got into around Gillette. So it kind of put the kibosh to anything remotely looking like a tourist day. So but it did clear up when we got to Devil's Tower, so we did do that at least. So anyway, here we go. So I'd like to make a comment here about a website we found that was very helpful on our trip to the Black Hills. It's called We're in the Rockies, and it's a couple that does tours or like printed tours that you can download and print out and take on your trip, and it has like day trips you can take, gives suggestions on where to eat, where to stay, and things like that. And I think it was like $50, well worth it. And that, again, that's We're in the Rockies, and the tour we bought was called the Black Hills, and a very, very comprehensive tour. Well, we got to our hotel in Rapid City just fine. It's a Courtyard Marriott, as I said, and we got to check one item off our list, going to stop by Devil's Tower on the way to the hotel. So tomorrow is going to be another good day, and stay tuned for episode 10, where we do some exploring around Rapid City. That's it for now. Please like and subscribe.